Sinisterism is about finding the primal aspects of the left-hand path, primal in history, primal in the psyche, thus obtaining truth. Thomas Leroy.
Greetings, my friends, and welcome back to your dose of sinister heathenry. But for those new to the channel, I'm Thomas Leroy, founder of the International Left-Hand Path organization, the Sect of the Horn God. The Sect is an educational foundation created to not only make those with the black flame aware of its glow, but to also restore the shadow aspects to the ancient gods by going deep into the past, not only historically, but also psychologically. For the primordial depths of the psyche are limitless. So, if this sounds interesting, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. And if you want to learn more, join the organization, the Sect of the Horn God, at the link down below. Thank you.
And what advice would you give to individuals interested in exploring left-hand path or joining an organization like the Sect?
Okay, most of us got on this path because we were pissed off. We felt lied to. We felt betrayed. And I fully understand. I understand that anger. But I'm seeing a lot of people, like, Facebook groups, so on and so forth, and all they're shouting is "Hail Satan" and how much they hate Christians and they hate their parents because they're Christians. And it's like, okay, I get it at the beginning. When you're on the starting line, I get it. But you got to let that shit go. You really got to let it go. And if you can honestly let it go and still want to pursue the path, then okay. Work your way down. But a lot of people, when they let that anger go, they realize, you know what? I'm still a Christian, really. And I was just going through an angry fit. And then they find themselves back, their asses sitting in a pew in a church somewhere. That's common. If you really want to pursue this path, that's the number one thing I would say to people. Okay, I understand the angry phase. I went through it. We all went through it. But get through it and then move on. All right. I've seen people my age, and I'm not a young guy, who are still shouting their "Hail Satans" and they're angry at Christians and they hate them and blah, blah, blah. It's like, oh, just stop. Just stop it. Start studying. It's like LaVey said, Satanism is about study. It's not about worship. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's about going way beyond.
And he had studied everything. If you talk to people who knew him, he was, he dabbled in everything. He read up on everything, ceremonial magic. He was into Crowley as well. He had a big painting of Crowley hanging in the living room. When you're into, like I was saying before, when you're into this stuff, you're just like, you're into it. And when you were saying about becoming more knowledgeable about it, what books or writings do you recommend to people who come into your organization, or even people, like we were saying before, just individuals interested in the left-hand path? What books would you recommend?
Number one book I'd recommend to anyone, well, most people who get on the path have already read the Satanic Bible. You know what I mean? Here in the Western world, especially. But One I'd highly, highly recommend to everyone on the path is Lords of the Left-Hand Path by Stephen Flowers. That gives you a nice overview of the path, you know, from east to west to, I mean, and then different individuals who have practiced it throughout the years, so on and so forth. It's an easy to understand read. It's not like trying to read Crowley or trying to read Julius Evola or whatever. Those guys tend to get very wordy, and you need a thesaurus to understand what they're talking about half the time.
Sometimes the message is in between the layers.
Exactly. Yeah.
On purpose too.
Yes.
To a degree, you know.
Yeah.
Not just gonna put it out there, you know. It's like, you know, you got to kind of weed through it, you know.
Yeah, exactly. Where Stephen Flowers and what he wrote, I mean, it's you get it. And I recommend that book highly to everyone, especially if you're new on the path. It'll give you a nice overview of what the hell's going on.
Dr. Flowers is an upcoming guest here.
Oh, excellent. Excellent.
His Germanic rune work and everything I find very interesting, and we'll also be talking about his latest book as well.